Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Pursuit Live. I'm your producer, Chris. Dave has the night off tonight, and we were fortunate enough to replace him with probably somebody a little bit better. So, welcome back, our production manager, Rob.
What's up, everybody?
And I think we're going to have a good show tonight. This is going to be informative. I mean, these are definitely some friends of ours. So, I was looking forward to this. Rob has been looking forward to this. So, please welcome Gus and Markella from East Fishkill Provisions, better known as the Smokehouse.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Chris and Rob.
So, I think tonight's going to be kind of informative because really what we're going to get into is kind of the background of what happens after the kill. Now, a lot of people, they want to talk tactics. They want to talk food plots. They want to talk preparation. They want to talk gear. But nobody is really talking about what goes on afterwards. Once you get that deer in the truck, what happens between the truck and the freezer? So that's really what we're looking to accomplish here tonight. You guys ready? We just dive right into it.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll start. Why don't you guys give us a little bit of your background? Like, tell us who you are.
Yeah. Go for it.
My father took over the smokehouse back in '91. He took it over from our German butcher, Rudy, and he is 91 and still comes in Monday through Friday, and still puts in some hours. And we make all of our own cold cuts. We process our own meats here. We do venison processing, which is what we're all talking about tonight. Gus here is our processing manager. He's the one who takes our menu to like the next level. And I think so.
No, she summed it up pretty good. Yeah. No, well, like I said, just it's kind of started out local and just, year after year, it just kind of spreads, people in New Hampshire, stuff like that. We're shipping stuff. People will send us in like frozen meat comes in like bloody boxes off the UPS truck, dry ice. And, they come up later on, pick up the meat, stuff like that. So it's kind of just branched out, word of mouth. A friend of ours was in Mississippi, so he has a bunch of people down there hooked on smokehouse hot dogs. So, he'll run meat up and then bring back product. New Hampshire, some pretty good private hunting grounds up there that they bring their stuff down here, boar and elk. A lot of local, gun clubs, do small private batches. Their members will come to us, stuff like that. It's kind of started out as, Rudy doing wholesale meats, bolognas and stuff like that for local supermarkets and delis. Then, we started doing more delicatessen, getting people off the street in the doors. Was kind of what my pops was, good at, mingling with people, breakfast, lunch. They were always doing pepperoni and stuff like that, but once you started getting more foot traffic, through the late 90s, early 2000s, more and more started rolling in the door, more people, word of mouth, social media, people talking about it, sharing stuff, on camping trips. It's really kind of, blown up, and we're, trying to catch up with it, just stay ahead of it.
Very grateful for our loyal customers. We have people that move down to like Florida or like South Carolina, stuff like that, and they still come back every year with their meat and get it all processed, and they ship it all down or package it all. So
yeah, no, we're like I said, we're grateful. We don't have packaging yet. We're working on that. I know a lot of other places are doing it, but we really just stand kind of behind our quality and our our flavor profiles and stuff like that. Luckily, you guys and other people are willing to put up with us till, we get to that next level. But if, we're trying to, improve each year and kind of roll with the punches of the industry,
Honestly, I don't even think you guys need to. Like you said, your quality far surpasses anything else I've personally ever had.
Man. Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because you guys are on. Like, I tell everybody. I've told a lot of people.
No,
you guys really do promote us and support us very much. So
that quality is incredible. So when I got my bags, I literally brought everything home, separated it into like 5-6 dogs, and then vacuum sealed everything, and it was perfect.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
You know?
We're gaining the space and getting working towards getting our like certifications and stuff to do food sealing for ourselves, as a business, to be able to branch out a little bit more, and then also just to not only have the quality of the products and then the flavors that you guys are that you're into, but also just give you that convenience trying to get that stuff out the door. It's something we're working towards. There's a lot of other places in the area, that do venison processing, and everyone's got their own flavors. So we're thankful that we have a following that people kind of grew up with some of the the recipes that we're using. So it's just like people that are coming in here, 20 years ago now they're their kids and their kids' kids, grandchildren are coming in, looking, bringing in their bags of meat now.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like being local, and a lot of the people around here, it's kind of like what they're raised on. That's like their expectations of what pepperoni tastes like. It might not be the best, but like that's what they know. That's their flavor. That's our flavor. So we're thankful that we got a following.
Well, listen, your pepperoni is what got me hooked probably more than 10 years ago. So whatever it is,
cool.
you're going.
Yeah.
My dad always called it the power of the pepperoni.
No, same recipe. A lot of stuff still, measured in handfuls and by eye, but we're just trying to do it more efficiently and be more consistent, year after year.
Yeah.
Well, you can definitely tell it's working.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. We fooled you guys.
Yeah, listen.
Well, listen, you've been fooling me for a decade. I only told Rob about you guys like a year ago, Rob.
No, dude, I'm hooked.
And he's hooked. That's it.
For a while, Rob.
But I think I've been up there
like every week.
Yeah, seriously. I brought up. So I process deer on the side. I have a small little business, but I
great competition, man. He's gonna hit our secret.
No. I'm just processing. I brought people's deer up to you to have hot dogs made.
Cool, yeah. That's what we got. A lot of our local butchers, they'll do like their own burger meat and Italian sausage, but the hot dogs are a little difficult,
Yeah, even the pepperoni. I don't. So I'm a mobile processor. I literally show up, I process, I vacuum seal, and I give people back their deer that day. But I can't do the the pepperoni, the hot dogs, the smoke sticks. I'm not doing that stuff.
Yeah.
So for that, I try to push everybody up to you. And you're a good hour and a quarter from me, but I'll take that drive any day of the week.
Cool, man. Yeah, we got a few good guys out there that are traveling like 3 hours each way to come see us.
Yeah, I believe it.
And their buddies kind of add on. They're bringing in goose, they're bringing in boar and elk. They're venison, bear. Whatever that group accumulates. One guy will load up a truck and bring in. Some guys are rolling in with 900 pounds, 1,000 pounds. And then a lot of it's like all from the same preserve. So, obviously we're mixing it up. They're adding some boar in with the elk and kind of, mixing things. Some products are just boar, some are just elk. But we got people are making the drive, and we're grateful that they're coming out. They work with us, they call ahead, they leave it frozen, they bring it here. We'll leave it frozen for a couple of weeks, and then once we have a window where we can get them in.
Yeah, especially if like weekend or something, they can't come in on our processing days. Like we make it work for them where they can pick everything up on one time during the weekend, whatever's more convenient for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, 900 pounds. We're gonna have to step our game up, Rob.
Yeah, you guys are really slacking when it comes to our other guys around here.
Yeah.
How did you guys hear about us?
Chris, I heard about you from Chris.
Yeah, Chris, how did you hear about us?
Oh man, to be honest with you, I think it was somebody at my gun club was talking about it, and this was honestly more than 10 years ago at this point, probably 12 years ago. They were talking about you guys, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. No regrets, never looking back.
Cool. No, cool, man. Yeah, like I said, we don't really have a big social media presence. We're kind of just trying to get everything done. We're not pounding the keyboards, at the end of the week like we should. we try and get out there as much as we can, but it's just word of mouth. And that's just been a steady growth for us. So it's like, we're kind of afraid to advertise. I don't want to, bombard ourselves too bad until we get, our other operation expanded, and
kitchen. The smokehouse here has been here for God.
So the family's been here since the early 90s. Rudy's been here since like 66, Rudy Slechter. And then even before that, it was still a process kitchen. The building it's in is from the 1800s.
Yeah.
It's an old barn. Yeah, barn. It was a stable because there was a hotel next door. So this was like the stables. And then whoever bought it, Rudy came up from Ecuador. Rudy was in Ecuador at the culinary down there, learning how to make all this stuff and butchering and, going through the culinary down there. Then when he moved up here, he had the opportunity, him and Hubert took off with it, made it their own. And then, like I said, everyone since, passed, Hubert and, some of his other, his guys. But Rudy's still going at it. He was around with Carl Amer. Like our bratwurst and Carl Amer's bratwurst look a lot alike because it's that same, same style bratwurst, fine ground, pre-cooked,
There's not a lot of Carl Amer too or something.
Yeah.
Compare. It's like a lot of our older Germans, it's almost like Carl Amer's or something like that. So
yeah, so
it's out there.
Still going at it. My pops kind of took off with the venison. Like I said, Rudy's always been doing it, but they weren't doing substantial numbers. And then they were doing 500 here and there, maybe a week, maybe a month, and then now it's just like in a day, a couple thousand pounds could kind of roll in the door, and then now we load up our smokehouse. We'll do 1,000 pounds on a pickup day of smoked sausages, and then another like maybe 600-700 pounds of fresh meats, Italian sausage, breakfast sausage, stuff like that, burger meat. We do our burger meat. People are like, oh, I do burger meat, but not that ours is anything crazy, but we double grind it with pork, so it's not the same as just regular burger meat. Ground up venison. We add pork jowls to it to give it a little flavor, richen it up a little bit so it's not so dry. But people have been going for that. We've been working on some of our packaging techniques just to make it easier, giving out the stuff in like 2-pound chub bags now that are ready to go in the freezer. Yeah, big meatballs,
So Gus is really expanded that way too, with making sure that it's more convenient to freeze for you guys or take it home and do whatever you got to do with it.
Yeah, we're definitely in the Stone Age when it comes to packaging, but we're definitely trying to stay up on our flavor profiles and just make sure that what we put out is just our flavor, our expectations, consistent. Like I said, and it does have a cult following. Like I said, not that ours is better than anyone else's, but everyone's got a different flavor. Some people like Pepsi, some people like Coke. It's not that one's terrible. They're both big companies, but people just prefer a flavor. So we're just trying to maintain our followers.
Yeah.
And reach out, get some new believers and stuff like that.
Well, getting new believers, I don't think that's gonna be that hard.
Yeah.
So I can definitely say some of the other places that I went previous, there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah,
so
we're trying
from experience. I could tell you.
Like I said, Rudy's got, we get our spices in from companies, big companies, and we have some of our own blends that are coming in the door for just our cure is our own blend, so it's just the curing agent has its own flavor to it that nobody else has. And then, we have bratwursts and different seasons and smoke and cook salami seasons that have just been around for, decades and decades that they've been using. And we kind of, mix up some batches, our fennel, and then it's just how much, some people love fennel. We kind of dial it into what the people like, where it's not overwhelming, where it's not punchy in the face, with our Italian sausage isn't overly, potent with fennel, so we've just tried over the last, 30 years, really just been, they've been kind of dialed in and, make it so it works. A lot of other places are using pre-made bags, that you get at Walton Supply or Lem, some of the big box stores will have like snack stick spice. You know, we kind of built our own snack stick spice. You know, it's not coming in a baggie. It's kind of been concocted, and we've tweaked it, and you know, made it to what it is now. You know, I mean, we kind of started with a base like our pepperoni, like you said, that you know, that was kind of like your first thing. We kind of started with that flavor profile, and then we tweaked it, added some heat, took away, you know, a couple spices here and there, different texture, you know, stuff like that. I mean, obviously added the cheese to it. So it's just like, you know, that wasn't coming out of a baggie that said, you know, smoke sticks, and there's not a baggie that says pepperoni or kibasi, you know, so it's kind of like those things have kind of been concocted over the years and perfected. And that's kind of what we're going with, you know. So our kibasi, you know, obviously the cheddar peppercorn and the regular kibasi taste alike, but you're not going to pick up on that flavor in pepperoni, you know, where some people, you know, are using these pre-made spices and they kind of all jive, you know, like the hot dogs kind of taste like pepperoni, taste like kibasi, taste like serve a lot worse. You know, the recipes we have are just so old, you know, and we're mixing them ourselves. So it's kind of just giving it, you know, giving a unique flavor. You know, some people, like I said, some people like it, some people don't. But.
So now when you got, let me ask you this, because this was a question from one of our viewers. Do you guys rely on the smoke to cure your meat, or do you guys actually use a separate cure?
No, well, there's a separate cure. So there's, you know, nitrate is what cures meat. That's what they've been using for years to preserve meat. Not only does it preserve it, but it gives it that, you know, its own flavor. It's different than just salt. A lot of places are saying that it's naturally occurring nitrate, where they're taking like a celery powder and using something like a cherry juice or something that activates it to turn it into nitrate. So it's just like one's nitrite, one's, you know, starts out as nitrate and then converts to nitrite. So it's like, it's kind of how you want to market it. Those naturally occurring, you know, naturally cured meats is just them putting stuff that's not nitrite in there, and it's turning into it. You know, it's, you know, basically at the end of the day, it's still in there, but it's going to taste like celery powder. So it's just like we have products that don't have it in there. So it's like if people don't want to be eating nitrates, you know, get the fresh products, you know. But I mean, it's, you know, ham, hot dogs, no matter where you go, it's gonna. If you're getting a cured meat, whether it's like a natural cure, you'll see it has like the little asterisk next to it. Next time in the supermarket, you look at it, and then it says, you know, nitrates, you know, commonly found in, you know, celery powder or whatever. It's not put in there, but during the process, it does what it's supposed to do, you know. So at the end of the day, you're still eating it. It's kind of just like a little trick that that they allow, you know. The FDA, you know, they allow it to be, you know, naturally cured, because it's kind of just it's just a sales gimmick, really. You know, I mean, nitrates are nitrates, no matter how, you know, how they got in there. You know, but I mean, everything in moderation. I mean, Rudy's 91. He's been living off this stuff, cigarettes and whiskey. You know, so people like shaming it, smoked meats and stuff like that, and cured ham. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Rudy, like I said, Rudy's doing pretty good at 91.
Rudy's still driving.
Cheers to that.
Pretty well, so.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, his doctors a few years ago were talking to him, was like, hey, you know, you got to cut back on your smoking and drinking, this and that. And we're like, for what? You know, I mean, you're 90, you're 80 something years old. Just let it ride. You know, maybe it's the answer. Maybe maybe he's cured at this point, you know, being around this stuff so long.
You hear that, kids? Marlboro Reds and good bourbon.
Yeah, Marlboro Reds for sure. Canadian Club whiskey was this thing, 7-Up, Seagram 7s when he got to this country. St. Pauli's Girl, Beck's maybe, you know, and Sprite, you know, chasing with Sprite. But that's kind of like what his flavor was when he was breaking down deer meat and stuff, you know. He had a little a side, I don't want to say a side hustle, but he had another property with kind of like almost like a farm, you know, and he did some slaughtering there, you know. Back in the day, he would do a lot of deer, you know, lamb, no steer, anything like that. I mean, occasionally he would get a small one, but he would, do, pork and stuff like that. So he's kind of like, from farm to table, as farm to table as it gets. He knows how to process it and then manufacture it into, shelf sustainable food, preserve it, lawn Jaegers, stuff like that. Used to just, when you came into the store here, you would come in, they would just be hanging up behind the counter, and that's, and they would last like that. The longer they hung there, the better they were. That's why it's sold by the piece, not the pound, as they dry out, they just get better. But,
actually, believe it or not, and I'll vouch for that. I think the first time that I was picking up sausage from you guys, I think it was pepperoni and kielbasa, and the guy that was in there with me told me, he's like, when you get home, take these, throw them up over your shower curtain, and just let them hang there for 2-3 days before you start eating them. He's like, trust me.
Have a snack while you're in the shower.
He was right.
It's like Kramer, you're like making a crudité in the bathtub, But no, yeah, for sure. I mean, we're getting the stuff out the door. We can't. We don't have the space to be dehydrating it, and I mean, some people like it fresh, so I always recommend freeze it fresh if that's how you like it. But some people, cool, dry place, they hang it, and they just let it firm up a little bit, then they freeze it. Like I said, we'll take lawn Jaeger here. I'll bring it home in the season. Not just hanging up in the kitchen, and every night it just gets denser and denser. And same things serve a lot worse. That stuff is kind of like I said, I can't keep it at room temperature, but you guys can. It does great. And that's how it was. I mean, in the city, there's still places like that. I don't think they're not necessarily supposed to be like that, but that's just that's where a lot of these guys came from. That's how it was done. You can't, that's how Rudy does it. It's his own little shop. Like, what he does up there is different than when I do it down here, because we can't do it. I wish we could, but yeah, no. Just like the old Italians, you go in the garage and they got, super sod, and summer sausage hanging from the ceiling, capicola and whatnot. They're just dipping it in oil, humidifying it, drying it out. I mean, they're doing okay. Just commercially, we can't do that stuff. But I wish we could. But
what if I special ordered it that way and signed a waiver?
Yeah, I'll bring it home, put it in. I'll hang it in my shower for you. I'll sell it back to you in 2 weeks.
That's great.
So, no, man, it's just a crazy world, how he's gotten in, where these guys, what they learned, Germany, Ecuador, France, just, it's just different all over the world. I mean, it's the same concept, but it's just different flavors, methods that change the flavor. No, we're trying to one of the things that we always talk about, we love to get into doing jerky. It's just a great product. It just takes up a lot of space, some time, but we're working on the space, getting the machinery in place. Even when it comes to vacuum sealing, there's a lot of guys that do it. Not that we're busier than them, but sometimes you got 1,000 pounds. I couldn't imagine the amount of man hours just going to go into, vacuum sealing 1,000 pounds of product, and then another, 600-700 pounds of Italian sausage. And, I mean, I guess the burger meat's already packaged and stuff like that, but, it takes a lot of men and space to do that. It's really the space that's limiting when it comes to manufacturing, freezer space, cooler space, cause you got to keep your finished product away from your raw product, and just, make sure you're not getting any cross contamination. So that's our thing. When we have a pickup day, these guys are, they're all really trained well. They get here, if they can't, they tell us right away. We're boxing it up, getting it ready for them, if they're going to come the next day. But, knock on wood, our customers, are really, they kind of know what to expect when dealing with us. Like I said, it's not going to come back in a little, a little baggy, in a box. It's going to come back, fresh out of the smoker, thrown in a box, go home so you can cool it down and hang it in the shower. And,
we try to bring it in. We try to turn around as fast as we can. That's why we do around 3 pickups a week or something. So it's always moving.
Yeah, that's it. We don't want it doesn't sit around long.
Yeah, no, I got a call from What was her name?
Probably Rose.
Yes, to come pick it up.
Yeah, that's our aunt.
I should have got you too. Like, if you don't come that night, whatever, she'll call you the next day. The next day, she's like, man, those wives and girlfriends must hate me. I'm like, I'm sure they do.
No, she was the best. But no, like you said, you call and I'm sure people are showing up shortly.
Yeah. No, yeah, like I said, it kind of helps us with the our method, from coming from the smoker to the box, to you guys. So people are really good with dealing with us. They know what to expect now. I mean, each year we get new, more and more new people, but I mean, every year that goes on, I mean, there's just we got the classic crowd, or their children or grandchildren.
I will say that because Rose probably doesn't know my name, but every year she recognizes my cooler with all the stickers on it. So.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's how it is a lot of times. I mean, like a lot of the guys, they're in the back processing with their heads down, and just like we see, when we see people, we're like, oh, it goes by like their menu, or this guy brings in the goose and this guy brings in the bear meat, and or this guy got Neil guy from Texas, You start to you recognize them. A lot of people running in and out of the store throughout the day, getting lunch and breakfast on top of manufacturing. So a lot of these faces kind of blend together. But
that is an added benefit of dropping off and picking up there is getting a brat sandwich. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Lundjaeger. I can't go up there without buying Lundjaeger.
Yeah, that's good.
Showcase to hold them over until they come pick up their meat.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I will say that, Rob, all my Lundjaeger from last year is gone already. That was gone. Yeah. That was the first thing gone.
I have one smoke stick left.
Yeah.
And I'm saving it.
Yeah. Just in the bottom of the freezer?
No, it's in the fridge. I vacuum sealed everything, froze it, take it out. It defrosts pretty quick.
Yeah, we had a guy that came in. He found some pepperoni in the bottom of his freezer, like over 6 years old. Man, he thawed that thing out and ate it, and he said it was delicious. So I guess if you package it properly and freeze it,
that seal doesn't break or anything.
Get your own freezer. Put an alarm on it. Make sure the kids aren't opening and closing it, getting ice pops and stuff. I mean, it is an investment. We always tell people, food saver bags, a chest freezer. Good quality chest freezer to protect your investment. And then, make sure it's not the one that, the wife and kids are using for their, their snacks and stuff like that, or their hot pockets and whatnot. You don't want to lose 100 pounds of venison because someone, left the door open. Pizza bagel got lodged in the door, thawed out your, people trying to eat 100 pounds of venison in a week,
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely a good idea. You can find some fairly good chest freezers too at Sam's Club. Name brand stuff. Get that in the garage. Just fire it up when you got product and thaw it out when you don't.
Especially if you're invested to go out and hunt for this, you might as well be invested to go out and get the right equipment to store it and package it and keep it however you want. So,
especially with how expensive meat prices have been.
Yeah, for sure. People. They're spending money. We're always the last to go up. We
try our hardest not to, be crazy about our meat prices, but obviously we have to keep up.
You have to.
We're spending, put out there, but
we're local. We see these people every day.
Yeah.
So it kind of like, we're wincing when we're raising the price. We're usually the last one to do it because we're mom and pops. But even with the venison, we try and keep it minimum and see where we can save people money. But yeah, it definitely is an investment. But even after you process getting your hot dogs made, it's still cheaper than going to the store and buying hot dogs. And the quality, is just way better.
Absolutely.
Any party we go to, we bring a pack of jalapeno, cheese, venison, hot dogs. People won't touch the other stuff. So
yeah. So if you ever invite us to parties, we're gonna.
Yeah.
It's not wine or alcohol. It's mainly food.
Well, you didn't need to say anything further. Now you're getting into every
Yes.
Yeah, we got a party coming up. You think you're available? We'll put around your schedule.
Just plan on a party at least once a month, indefinitely.
Yes.
Yeah, we've run. It's crazy though how many. What you can feed with like a couple sticks of pepperoni, a couple sticks of kielbasa, a small piece of schinken speck. I mean, prepped up right. I mean, you could, 30, 40 person party, no problem. Appetizers right there, with a minimal amount of meat. Yeah, for sure. A little bit of like store-bought cheese and then just slice that up. I've done that multiple times, just like a party favor.
Yeah, a little nice little cheese and meat platter.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we know who's catering the Pursuit Live Christmas party this year.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what? We do actually do a lot of I mean, people don't know. I mean, you guys are not too far away, but we do a lot of catering too, as far as just, regular food, not wild game. Yeah, stuff you could purchase, coming in the door. A lot of different a lot of different catering trays. We do on-site barbecues. We also are affiliated with Mill Creek Caterers. That's our other sister runs that. That's a catering hall for like weddings and stuff. So it's kind of like we're really diversified. Kind of helps us, with the whole like COVID crunch. Being in manufacturer helped our catering hall sustain because people weren't partying. And then like in the off season where manufacturing's not so hot. I mean, we're we got other things going like on-site barbecues and catering. So definitely we tried to, basically everything food, stuff like that. We really got our hands in. We're fortunate enough, like we got, machinery here, bowl choppers, stuffers, grinders, smokehouses, now that we're kind of buying new equipment, we're kind of just really realizing how fortunate enough we were to have these already. Like the bowl chopper here behind us is like 60 years old. And then nowadays to replace these things to get the same brand Saddleman from Germany, I mean, they're like, $200,000 to get a small bowl chopper.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just the industry, and there's less and less people doing it. So it's not like they're selling 1,000 of these bowl choppers every month. It's going few and far between with people doing manufacturing. And it's cool, with hunters. I mean, you're getting local meat, back to you from where you live, processed locally. People are kind of forgetting that, man. Like, farmers, when it comes to food and meat, farmers are raising these things. It's just, it's cool to do it locally. Hopes and dreams one day that we would be, be more involved with the local farmers and putting out their product, kind of helping them sustain and giving them opportunities and outlets to get rid of their meat. It's just tough. There's no butchers now. These guys, farmers are only raising a few heads a year, just tax write-offs. They would love to do more, but they can't get the slots to get them slaughtered, and processed. So, I mean, hopefully one day, we'll get some more butchers, be able to do some slaughtering, hopes and dreams of going that route, really be able to help local farmers, we're working with hunters already. We have farmers and stuff doing their porks and bacon right now, but to be able to get into the meat packaging and USDA, really open up a door for a lot of these other guys to have outlets to get their stuff processed by USDA butcher locally, be able to, so they can turn around and sell it, So that would be huge. People kind of forget as these farms get squeezed out and more houses go up, what that land produces.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you guys know better than anybody. More and more development. Sometimes it pushes the deer in your area, but next thing you know, there is no more land to push the deer into. They're go to Canada. Nobody wants a Canadian deer. But no, man, it's just it's important to maintain green land and have hunting grounds and stuff like that. Get involved with gun clubs and stuff. Own that buys up land. What you guys are doing, keeping people in hunting. Yeah. I mean, kids are playing video games nowadays. They're, a lot of them aren't picking up these action sports and stuff like that and getting out there and hunting. So,
well, we're seeing what we can do about that.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, it goes in waves, but I mean, people, like I said, they just don't realize it,
I've had a lot of customers say that, there's not as many hunters out there, or like their grandkids didn't pick it up the way their son did or something like that. So,
I mean, knock on wood, each year we're getting busier, So, I mean, like I said, people's kids are picking it up and we're branching out, reaching out further and further, obtaining new clientele, to kind of help us sustain, a few years forward. Who knows what's going to happen, but we're trying to branch out, to get our name out there. But yeah, it's important. Like I said, people go to the supermarket, they just, that's not where meat comes from, that's where they get it from. But I mean, they don't realize all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes with, food and stuff like that, the feed, farmers, land, for like what you guys are doing, going out and getting it on your own. So it's good. It's, important.
I got a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
What are one or a couple of the most exotic animals you guys have gotten into to process?
I mean, we've had like alligator come in for us to smoke and stuff like that. People, farms have brought in us rabbits, which is really great. It's smoked, it's just awesome meat. Neil guy out of Texas. It's like a ginormous antelope, basically. It's crazy looking. It's not native here, but it's in Texas. It's not native to Texas either, but they were brought there. Now they are. Plenty of moose, elk, stuff like that. I mean, bear was pretty cool to see it a few years ago when it started rolling in, when it got more popular. But now it's just like, there's bear all the time, comes in the door, wild boar. So, I mean, like gator, smoking gator was pretty cool. It's just, we wish we could get, we would like to just bring more of it in to kind of mess with it and work with that flavor profile and different methods of brining it before we smoke it,
to tweak it more.
Yeah.
I think Chris and I could definitely do something for you.
Yeah, I think you guys
for sure, man.
You guys got exotic animals.
Dude, I'm already trying to figure out how to fly in a Cape Buffalo right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, when we eventually get more space, I would like to get farm raised, gator and stuff like that, buffalo, and be able to start working with those and making different like jerkies and stuff and snack sticks. I just think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
People don't realize it. I mean, just like people go out to the store, they want to say like processing is expensive, but it's just like people are buying Slim Jims, for $2.50 a piece. It's like not even like, a quarter of an ounce of meat. Do the math on that. These guys are paying like 30 something bucks for a pound for a Slim Jim,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy, not to knock those guys. I mean, obviously they've been around for a while and they're doing it, but I mean, people don't realize what they're buying. Even Jack Links, it's like $8 for a bag, 2 ounces. You do the math on that times 8. These guys are $60 something a pound, some product. So it's crazy to see what people are spending money on. And yes, I mean, these are big companies, but I mean, I eat it in emergency situations. You're on a long road trip, late at night. I mean, I've definitely get some, beef jerky from the gas station. I mean, I regret it later on, just that flavor stuck in your mouth. Stopping at the next gas station to get some more, beverage to wash it down. But yeah, I mean, we'd like to get into some of the exotic stuff and put our spin on it, get it out there to the people, put it on the shelves. Yeah, we'll experiment with you.
So kudu, impala, Cape Buffalo,
whatever, man. Yeah.
Pronghorn.
We'll get
you some smoke sticks.
Yeah, make it up.
Told you guys about the pastrami. You're gonna have to try that next.
Definitely.
Yeah, we've been over the last few years we definitely added a few, got wild, put some cheese in the hot dogs finally. Made a smoke stick finally, and our thing is, like I said, just get it out the door faster. Be able to have more space here to get different products like pastrami and stuff like that. Because everything takes up space on the shelf, when you every product you have is just another spot you need on, in the smoker, and another, there's only so many hours in the day to smoke stuff, We got our stuff going through, kicking off at night, we're coming back, opening it, switching it, putting stuff in the cooler, putting the next batch in, getting it cold smoked for the next day, So it's like we're already tight now. So we're doing what we can to get, new product in, where we're still able to turn it around quick, get it out the door. But no, definitely off-season stuff too. People like to experiment, in the off-season with the, they'll freeze their stuff if they want to experiment with us. We'll, they'll bring it in after the hunting season once, it dies down in February, when we're all caught up. They'll bring in some stuff and we'll, try some new products for them, experiment. So that's always fun. A couple guys will get together, if they got if you got a Ziploc bag, 1 gallon, filled up, that's roughly 7 pounds, a good way to kind of keep track of your meat. A couple buddies will all chip in, throw in a bag, and we'll try something different. We did like a Parmesan parsley Italian sausage was really cool. Jalapeno cheddar, sausage raw, stuff like that. We did a hot chorizo sausage that came out raw too. So we'll mess around with different flavors and stuff in the off season, to try and come up with some new things. Or someone likes the recipe, we kind of just write it down, and they kind of remind us what we did for them, and then we'll pull up the recipe that we made, and then we'll give it a go. So we will do some custom stuff here and there. Like I said, in the off season, we're always willing to play around when we got the space to do it.
Yeah.
So bring the buffalo in, man. Let's go. It's gonna get busy soon.
I'm gonna buy like 2 or 3 more freezers and just start throwing whole deer in there. And then come February, be like, "Hey guys, remember when you said you wanted to experiment?" Just
yeah. You know what? I'll keep a couple bags on standby. You guys want to try something? Call me up. I'll bring it up.
Sure. Yeah, frozen. Frozen properly. Make nice clean stew meat. In a 1 gallon freezer Ziploc bag. Squeeze the air out. Lay it flat in the freezer so it freezes and thaws good. People are doing food saver. They're not even. They're just using the big roll bags, and they're filling that thing with 20 pounds and laying it flat in the freezer. There's definitely a lot of good ways people can freeze the meat. And they do wait. We have some people that insist on private batches. Like I said, our family, we throw our meat in, my brother-in-law stuff, because we go after like variety. We don't want to have 15, 20 pounds of one product. So we're trying to get, 5, 10 pounds of this, 5, 10 pounds of that. As a majority of our customers do, like I said, we inspect the meat on arrival.
Yeah.
Make sure it's to our standards for processing, clean, no hair, no fat.
There's been times where I've turned people away at the counter when they bring in meat and it has hair in it, or like I said, like a lot of blood clots, whatnot. I either tell them to take it back, clean it up themselves, bring it back in, then we'll do something with it. But it's our customers are pretty good. Like I said, they've learned throughout the years. So if they brought in bad once, they're not bringing in bad the second time.
Yeah, for out of every 100 people, you're going to see just a couple that'll bring in something, and they're not malicious about it. They just don't know what they're doing. So when they're breaking down, they didn't know that venison fat isn't like pork or beef fat, or moose. They're kind of just new to it. So a lot of times, we charge them, we help them out, and we kind of break it down for them. Or we tell them, say, hey, listen, next time, just bring us your hindquarters and your shoulders, and we'll break it down for you. It's like $10 a quarter to do that. And it saves us time from, and it's cheaper for them to just have us do it. We don't have too much room to have, quarters laying around all over the place and breaking them down. But like I said, for the people that can't do it, or, if they're in a bind and, they didn't have time to break it down themselves, they'll bring it to us, and we'll cut it up properly and get the sinew out, take out the glands, that you don't really want in the meat. That's the thing too, like us, like the way we break down our pork butts. A lot of these places, big places, they'll get meat in frozen. It goes into a meat chipper, turns it into shavings, and it goes into the choppers and grinders from there. A lot of stuff we come in, it's coming out of Pennsylvania, and we're going through it and finding the sinews that people usually leave in there, looking for any bone chips that might have, fallen off the bone when the animal was broken down in the slaughterhouse, taking the glands out, so you don't get that bitter taste. Getting rid of the bad fat, leaving the good fat, or, taking out the fat if there's too much. A lot of it's just done by eye. When you get pork in, sometimes it's fatty, sometimes it's lean, sometimes you get a nice, fat cap on it. Other times it's kind of more of a greasy fat. We'll take that off and supplement it with the pork jowls. That's something we really, everything's kind of hand cut, comb through. We get any bloodshot meat and stuff like that, any grizzle, we're taking that, trimming it off the bone the right way. As far as we have butchers here, we're not the type of butchers that are like, cutting up steaks and cutlets and stuff like that. We're just more so the butchers that are breaking down, hams and stuff like that, and pork butts, obviously, the venison quarters, so our guys are really, Rudy and whoever he trains, is really meticulous with, getting the grizzle out. And you know, I mean, maybe we're excessive, but I think that makes the difference. You know, I mean, I've been in a jam having to go to like, you know, ShopRite, grab some sausages, and just like a, you know, a 12 pack, you know, 3 of the pieces I ate would have like, you know, bone chips in it, you know, or grizzle, you know. It's just like you could eat 100 pounds of our sausage. You'd be lucky if you find grizzle, you know, or unlucky, I guess. But, you know, I mean, we really kind of go through it. And we don't get me wrong. I mean, there's grizzle and meat, you know, might slip in or whatever, or, you know, a little tiny chip of bone. But I mean, we're going through it, you know. We're really meticulous when it comes to that. And that's all part of, you know, all part of the product, you know, starting out with a good product, you know, having a good, you know, starting out with a good product to make a good product. You know, we're really big on that. Like I said, I'd love to use more local farm stuff if it was USDA approved, but like I said, just the volume sometimes that we're going through in the holiday season, we're bringing our pork out of Pennsylvania. You know, good product, Lighties, they've been around for a long time. It's kind of who we've been using, you know, yeah, we're getting their stuff in, you know, fresh, you know, the jows are good, clean, you know, and we further go through it and clean it up ourselves, you know, bring it to our standard. And, you know, that's what we're making our bratwurst out of. And, you know, our hot dogs, you know, the stigma, people always hated hot dogs, you know, back in the day, I guess that was their outlet to get rid of, you know, junk meat. But, you know, our hot dogs is made of, you know, pork and then, you know, pork jows, and, you know, beef, the same meat we're making our pastrami's out of, you know, bottom rounds. That's our meat for Landjaeger. You know, we don't skimp out and buy the trim, you know, you get in the store. It's just, you know, not worth it. Not worth the savings. I'd rather, you know, get the meat in fresh and trim it up and know what's going in the bull chopper and stuff like that, you know. So instead you're getting in some trim meat and then you're on the table, it takes you twice as long to go through it and pick out the garbage, and these guys are leaving grizzle in there, you know. That's what it is. It's trim, you know. So I mean, they said we pride ourselves on not chopping that up.
Yeah.
Now, if you could kind of run us through because I know this is kind of something that a lot of people are asking. Run us through your whole venison menu, because I know it's extensive and ever changing.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty basic, I guess. All the classics.
Yeah, exactly. You got your classics like your pepperoni, your kibasi, your hot and sweet Italian sausage, your breakfast sausage, grounds. And then we like vamp it up a little more. So then you get your andouille sausage, which is spicier, the cheddar peppercorn kibasi. It's got the cheese in it, which a lot of people gravitate to more now as an option. Your smoke sticks, which you guys love, obviously. Your Landjaeger, servelatwurst. I don't know if you guys ever had the servelatwurst. Now, it's like a big salami stick, so it comes in like a 5-pound stick. It's the same recipe as your Landjaeger, but there's no caraway seed in it. It's very good. I definitely suggest trying it. We got our smoked, your natural, just smoked and cooked, you know, hind quarter, a backstrap, shoulder. We do shing and speck. I know you guys have had shing and speck before. It's a 3 to 4 week process. That's really good. I know a lot of people like that. It's definitely worth the wait. What else we got?
Yeah, we got some maybe breakfast sausage we started doing a couple years ago.
Yep, that was good.
We do
liverwurst. I don't know if you ever had liverwurst.
I heard really good things about your liverwurst.
Yeah, a lot of guys definitely wait from liverwurst. And
yeah, we can do bologna and stuff like that if someone, you know, asks nicely and they're, you know, willing to wait a little bit. We'll do the bologna out of the hot dog, you know, same process as the hot dogs. Instead of it being smoked and cooked, it's just, you know, water cooked in its casing. Like the liverwurst would be, come back as a tube. You know, the pastrami now that we're starting to do, you know, they do that for goose too. That's really good.
We started doing it with goose, and then I think we experimented with the venison, like a roast, and people loved it. And it's up there with people's favorites, I'd say.
And what would you do? Just bring a whole roast in, and then you guys go from there?
Yeah, bring a hind quarter in, and we can break it down, pull the big muscles out of it. You know, I mean, or like you said, do your top sirloin, your bottom round. You know, the eye round's a little small. It doesn't have much body to it, so it kind of a little salty. But yeah, we like the you know, the top sirloin, bottom round's really good. You know, the larger cuts out of the hind, we like, just like you would like the Shingatech spec or smoking cooked. You know, it's the same thing as smoking cooked, except it just has that pastrami rub on the outside. You know,
okay.
You just slice and eat it. That's a really good one. We like that.
I forgot to mention the hot dogs, which you guys love too. Jalapeno cheddar hot dogs, regular hot dogs.
Yeah, we're just starting to say things twice now, so it makes the menu sound bigger.
You guys
pepperoni, kibasi, but no, and certain profiles work better with different meat. Like I said before, you know, like some of these guys will come in with their, you know, from their gun clubs, and they'll bring in like pheasant and goose, you know, and you know, 90% of the time the goose goes towards the andouille that has more of the herbs and, you know, onions and heat in it. And then their pheasant, they're really, you know, targeting that kibasi, you know, cheddar peppercorn, you know, type stuff. You know, same thing like bear meat guys are doing like hot Italian sausage or pepperoni. You know, goose, they also do hot dogs, where, you know, pheasant, I've done pheasant dogs and stuff like that, but it's just a little bit drier meat, you know, it's not as juicy. You know, like the goose meat. Just certain things work better, you know, like the venison is really good with the Landsjaeger and salami, you know, moose is good with that. You know, not so much pork's a little bit of a, you know, a juicier meat. It's not quite like beef or venison and moose, you know. So that we, you know, you don't usually see too much pork going for Landsjaeger and stuff like that. I mean, you can, it's just, you know, it's just a denser meat that we usually use for that. But no, I mean, like I said, and plus we're trying some stuff out for people in the off season. You know, we'd like to get into doing teriyaki. You know, beef jerky would be great to be able to find a way to do that on a large scale, like whole muscle beef jerky, not the extruded beef jerky. They said we do the chicken, or no, not chicken. We did the venison. I did the Parmesan parsley, was really good. And then we've also done like the jalapeno cheddar, Italian sausage. You know, I've done that in pork. I do that in venison. That's really something different, you know. It's kind of like the same as the Italian sausage, you know, just different flavor, something different.
I'm gonna have to go out tomorrow and shoot a deer now.
Find a farmer, man. Get a nuisance permit.
My mouth's been watering this whole time.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's definitely just a lot of things we're trying to offer. We're gonna work our way into some new stuff. Like I said, we're really trying to get into packaging. It's just something, you know, it's an expense, you know, that we're trying to, you know, step our way into with, you know, the space, the new kitchen, and then the equipment. You know, the equipment's, like I said, it's not a dime a dozen for bowl choppers and grinders. You know, I mean, grinders are more common. Bowl choppers, emulsifiers, stuffers. You know, vacuum stuffers, piston stuffers. Like, it's not you know, you're not going out to Costco and grabbing that, or, you know, going to you know, Home Depot. This is, you know, things that are just, you know, you got to travel to, you know, to get them. Try and sift through the garbage out there that's been, you know, used and beat up. Good brands, you know. It's just like the difference between $100,000 bowl chopper and a $200,000 bowl chopper is just, you know, is a huge difference. You know, so it's just like try not to, you know, buy the bottom of the barrel when it comes to these, you know, the machinery. You know, we've paid the price, got some cheap stuffers in here, replacing an old, you know, one from Spain, and it just wasn't up the stuff, you know. So you take that chance, spending, you know, saving some money, but paying for it in the long run, you know. So we're trying to, you know, adapt, especially with the venison, you know, to vacuum seal 1,000 pounds, you know, of dried sausage in a night. I mean, at that point, you got to just use, like, you know, roll stock machines, you know, to lay the product on, you know, that kind of is more automated to kind of help with, you know, manpower and be able to get that done in a, you know, in a night to get it out the door the next day. It's kind of, you know, where we're at. So we're kind of like building up to trying to jump in there. You know, I know you guys said you guys are, you know, great, you know, you get it, you know, unsealed, and we're, like I said, we're trying to keep our quality to make up for that difference, that it's not coming back in a plastic baggie, you know, to go in the freezer. But like I said, one day we'll kind of corner it, you know, offer the quality and the convenience, you know, all in one stop.
I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. It's like an old style, old family type. Like this is what you're getting.
We're gonna charge you more and not do it.
That's all right. I'll send my stuff up with Chris.
No, for sure, man. And that's really kind of like we are mom and pop, local people, working together to try and get it done.
But yeah, sometimes these guys, they get back like 50, 60 pounds of hot dogs and they're like, all right, time to get the beer and our buddies out and we're going to go home and package it all. Like, I think that's actually really what they do and they look forward to it. So
no, that's cool too. Yeah, people like to package it themselves and stuff like that. They eat it, they give it away, A lot of these guys, I mean, they're coming in here with 50 pounds and, maybe 10 pounds is from them. Like I mean, it's definitely a big giveaway thing. They give it away to the land that they hunt, Christmas presents, the mailman, garbage, collectors, people don't realize, I mean, just, venison alone is going for $17 a pound if you're going to buy it in the supermarket, much less venison kibasi or pepperoni. So, I mean, these are guys they're putting in the work, they're breaking it down, they're paying to get it processed, they're sitting in the woods. But I mean, you're spending a few bucks with us, but I mean, realistically, that stick of pepperoni that you give away, I mean, it's just a really nice gesture, to some people, that you're helping you with stuff or letting you hunt their land, and they do eat it, a lot of times people give away stuff, like these baskets of jelly and stuff like that. I mean, if you toss someone, a pack of pepperoni, I mean, it definitely, anyone I've ever given it out to, these guys definitely, they definitely try it and they get back to me on, thank you. And it was really good. How can I get more, it's cool. A lot. And like I said, a lot of these guys are out here, doing it for the sport, hunting. And like I said, a lot of their processing is gifts, for family and friends, Christmas presents. I'm sure you guys probably give away a lot of your inventory, or you go to barbecues. You're probably bringing Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got another people. Yeah, it's true. My parents take when they go
3 o'clock in the morning, crawling out to get this.
Yeah,
climb the tree, sat there.
Yeah, for sure.
Worth it though, especially it's worth it, especially bringing it to you guys afterwards. So.
I really appreciate it.
No, listen, I appreciate you guys and everything you do because you are really making everything worthwhile. So,
that hour and quarter drive really doesn't mean anything. Man. Your destination to us is just so much better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I will make this trip as long as you guys are there.
And we don't plan on going anywhere.
I hope not. You better not.
If anything, we're just gonna get bigger and better. So.
Good.
Well, we hope so because we got lots of parties to cater. So
we do.
Exactly.
Check us out on East Bishop Provisions. Like I said, we have our catering on there, stuff like that. What we do, our hams, holiday ham. We got guys that plan their trips. They'll come, and get their
slice and tied like ham for Christmas, or they get their smoked turkey, smoked turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Brisket too. They'll come down, make the trip around the same time. We'll make them up a batch of brisket. They place the order. They make the trip, pick it up, come back, get their meat later on. So we definitely have a couple things like that. People don't think about, holiday ham and stuff like that. For the farmers too.
Holidays are fast approaching, so
gotta
think about it.
Yeah. I will be picking up a Christmas ham from you guys this year.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's, not to toot our own horn, but it's really good. Smoked turkey is another thing. For years, we were selling them, telling people how great they were, but we never really had one for ourselves. And then, we finally did a big family Thanksgiving and we smoked a bird. We had a fresh bird, we had, we put that on the table and people thought they were eating ham. It was just so good. It made turkey edible. I'm not a big turkey fan, when it comes to just roasting. That's good to try. A smoke. We use a Jandel bird out of Pennsylvania again. Really,
been using them for years.
Yeah, and then we use those same birds to smoke. So people call ahead, they get them. Order them up. But that's a really good way to try the turkey. People try and fry it and stuff like that, and which is good too. But definitely try a smoked bird.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sold.
I'm gonna have to go unfrost some smoke sticks now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it.
I've got one left in the fridge.
I got one. I have one left.
Rob, I got some for sale. $17 a half pound.
Yeah.
That's a good deal, man. People are spending more than that for a Slim Jim.
Listen,
You used to when you were solid.
Listen, I'm gonna have my own in the freezer soon, so it'll be coming to you.
Yeah, that's it, man. If you guys got stuff in the freezer now, definitely bring it in. I mean, if you're not going to use it for stew meat and soups and stuff like that, or you got roast that you saved but you didn't use, bring it in. We can whip up a quick shot of pepperoni for you. If you get us we need at least 12, 15 pounds, like in a batch going of something. Pull your buddies together if they got something in the freezer. And now a lot of guys do that too. Now they get rid of the meat that they're not going to use, the steaks and stuff like that they've been saving all year, the roast that they didn't use, stew meat that they're not using. They'll process it now for their hunting trips, and to be in the woods, have a Landjäger, now instead of, and then, like I said, they'll kind of be ahead of the season. So they'll come to us, towards the end, when we have our full menu open.
I don't think people realize either that we start processing too, like once Bo opens up in Connecticut. So like we'll start bringing in meat and our whole menu is open. So you can get hot dogs done, you can get smoke sticks done. It's just once gun season opens, that's when we cut it off a little bit. And for January, yeah, exactly.
Smoking for ourselves, for the store.
Yeah.
So we kind of limit the menu a little bit just to make it more manageable. That's when people are just getting their basics, but then like after the first of the year, we fire back up with smoke sticks and hot dogs, and start doing the oddball stuff.
I know, which nobody told me about for 12 years until last year.
Surprise!
Yeah, by the way, you can get this stuff. What?
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. It's we're
and it's like a game changer over that. So
yeah, no, it's definitely helped.
And we definitely been getting phone calls for it too. Like I've been fielding a lot of them. People calling about when we're gonna start. When can they start bringing meat, stuff like that. So I know the season is here.
Yeah,
we're excited for it.
South Africa, overseas and stuff like that. Get it on over,
Yeah.
Listen, I might be on the phone with my contacts over there, and
listen, we live in a beautiful area too. You come up, coordinate with us, drop off your meat, go sightseeing and see the Hudson Valley. We'll get your meat turned around right away. Go back home. Make a vacation out of it.
Drive up you go drop your meat off with them. You come over across the river. You come party with me.
There you go.
Win-win.
Yeah, set it up. You can set up maybe like an Airbnb, like we do your meat processing. You show them a good time, show them the area, tell them your hunting secrets.
Let's talk about this after the show. We don't want to be giving away secrets.
You did the mic on that one.
Yeah. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. No,
all right.
Always, feel free to reach out if you guys got any questions and stuff like that we
if you guys can tell everybody, what your website is, where they can find you on social media, where you guys are located. Just let everybody know where they can access you.
Yeah. So website is eastfishkillprovisions.com, where you can find all of our menus, the venison menu, catering menus, deli menus, stuff like that. We are located in Hopewell Junction. The store on Route 52, 2449 Route 52 is where we do the processing. That's where you'll bring your meat, and we'll make it there. Our other location just does the catering. And our Instagram, I think, is just the Smokehouse handle, I believe. Yeah, we're on Facebook too, East Fishkill Provisions. You can find us. So, yep, if anyone has any questions, call us. The store's number is 845-221-9195, and try to answer anything you got for us. So, but yeah,
awesome.
Well, there you go,
man. Get the bows ready.
Yeah,
exactly. Get out there.
We're ready. We're ready. We've been ready since last year.
Yeah.
But Gus, Markella, it was definitely we're past that hour mark, so.
Yeah, now it's just dragging out, man. People are already they're probably sleeping already.
I know. Listen,
no one heard our last plug. Maybe
some of our really wild shows have gone 2+ hours. We're sitting here drinking, smoking, making fun of each other.
I don't even know the cameras are rolling.
It gets kind of wild here sometimes. So this is nothing but.
Cool, man. Yeah, but thanks for what you guys are doing, keeping the sport alive. Getting new believers going, and we're gonna keep doing what we do, trying to. Put a good flavor out there.
Thanks for all you
keep them coming back.
Too, so I really appreciate your team.
Well, no, thank you guys.
Yeah, that's gonna go for a year and a half. Yeah. Yeah. I got socks older than that, for sure. Yeah, maybe you'll get up there, Chris's level. But yeah, cool, man. No, we appreciate the business, the spreading the word, and definitely, like I said, family run. Where we work with our friends and family. So, and like I said, and our customers just turn into that too. Definitely family, friends. And, man.
Maybe one day we'll get you in for a processing day too, where you can kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure. As we build up. Yeah, or at least get you guys a hat or a shirt or something for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we can arrange some shirt swaps here.
Yeah, merchandise. Reach out to today's sponsors. Smokehouse. When you're wearing the hat.
No, definitely, and thank you guys for coming on. And if there's anything we can do for you guys, just let us know, because
No, man. Listen, what you guys doing already? Just spreading the word. That's it. So branching out.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
All right, guys. Hey.
So, thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for taking the time. We know it's a little late, and it's a Friday night. Everybody's got other things to do other than.
Yeah, we got catering tomorrow, man. The food business it doesn't stop on Friday.
Oh man.
Yeah, Markella's gonna sleep here.
Oh.
Don't say that. Oh.
I hope you guys have a great season though. So
thank you. Thank you. Hopefully we do, and if we do or don't, well, we're still coming out either way.
Yeah, we're still seeing no matter get something, no matter what. So.
Listen, if I don't shoot something, I'm gonna hit it with my car just to come up there.
Now we're talking.
As long as a clean hit.
Yeah. I'll aim for the head.
Yeah, for
sure. All right. So
thanks for bringing us out.
Yeah, thank you for coming out.
Is there a sign off that we gotta do? There's something we're supposed to say?
No. You're good. You said what you need to say. Rob, thank you for taking the time out, of your busy schedule to replace Dave. We may have to make this permanent because
thanks for having me.
We can just see, everybody knows how Dave is, and Rob didn't have any internet issues, so that's definitely a huge plus on Rob's side. But with that, Markella, Gus, thank you for stopping by. This was a lot of fun. Everybody that tuned in tonight or that's going to watch this in the future, thank you for continually supporting us. We know a lot of seasons are getting ready to open tomorrow. We know here in New York, early antlerless opens tomorrow. So good luck to everybody that's going out. And we will see you every Friday. Next Friday, we will be at the Hunt Chef Deer, Gear, and Beer Expo in Dunbar, PA. We will be broadcasting live from the show. If you're in the area or close to the area or can hop a plane and want to come see us, we're going to be out there. We're going to be chopping it up. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be out there with Red Sky Safaris. I know Jason's going to be out there from Warhead Arrow. There's going to be a ton of people. It's going to be a grand old time. So please stop by. As always, good luck. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.